everyone, welcome back to RTS. And what are we going to do today? We're going to record the story. Yes, and not only are we going to record the story, we're going to do something with Disney. Yes, always love doing Disney pages. And so I thought what I would do today, because I'm right in the middle of my summer space shape up, I'm doing some cleaning and organizing and all that type of thing, and I have a pack and a pile and a stack of some cards or pattern paper that needs to be put away. And I thought what I would do is try to show two things. If you just have a stack laying around and you want to do a layout, you don't want to have to pull out a collection, won't have to do that. I thought, well, I'd show how I would do that. And then also too, one of my lovely subscribers, Diane, asked me if I would spend a little time when I pick out a sketch. What I meant by my comment was, when I look at a sketch, I don't look at the size of photos. So I thought that's exactly what we're going to do. So here are the photos that I want to do. Now these photos aren't the best. They're not angled precisely because when you go to Disney and you go through that gate and you walk under that archway and you're ready to go in, everything's in a hurry. But I did want to snap some photos of some of the attractions that they show in the frames, and so I thought that's what I would do, because this was my first trip without my little girl, and it's bittersweet, Disney's Disney, so you got to have a good time, but I didn't have my sidekick with me, so it wasn't all that great. But I'm still going to record the story, and I'm going to not always try to focus on the fact she wasn't there. So I thought that's what I do, because on some of my other trips, I don't think I've ever taken time to capture something like this. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Now I have 7 photos, and since these, I'm going to keep these in 4x6 size mainly. I don't think I'm going to get 7, but we'll see what we can do. We're going to see what kind of sketch we have first. So I know I definitely want Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Pirates, Splash, Space Mountain. So it would come down to one of these two. Okay, I like that this says Main Street. I don't really ever do anything with that, and I didn't even see that this trip. So I think I'll just pick 6, because that's so easy to do a sketch. Okay, so that's what I have in mind. I'll put these papers away for a minute, and I'm going to pull out and I decided to pull out page maps because that is free sketches, and so if I show anything else, I didn't want to get in trouble for showing something that I had bought, that type of thing. So I thought, well, I'll pull out page maps, and this is just my page maps binder, and I have these are all page maps. Okay, and then of course I have Chamel's Perfect Collection cutting up there in front. That's first where I put that. So when I'm looking at a sketch, and I know that I need a double page, but that doesn't always mean I have to look for a double page. Okay, so I have 4x6 photos. I have to keep that in mind, because a lot of my landscape for my 2-page layout, which that's what I'm going to tackle today, will have to basically span across the page. And that's kind of what I want to do, because I like them. That's kind of how you see them when you go in. They're in a row, and that's kind of how I wanted to do them. So what I do is I'm looking at background. Okay, so for example, and I'll put this one closer. Well, you know what? That was class notes. I really can't show those. So let me go into something else. Okay, so for example, let me show you this one. I'll pull it closer. Okay, and then each month, Page Maps, you can sign up and you'll get an email, and each first day of the month they release these wonderful free PDFs of these page maps, and I just love them. I mean, look, let's see, how many years have I been, and I even purged a bunch. Okay, what year is this? 2007? 2006. Okay, so she's been doing it for over 12 years, and I purged some in the back. So say for example, this sketch here, and that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th one in. I'll put it a little closer if we can see that. Okay, so there's 2 photos here. I don't even look at the photo size, and I guess this is one thing about as you get older, you can't see small print, so really I can't even see what the photos are saying. I mean, really, yeah, they say 4x3, but I'd have to pull it a little closer. But I'm looking at this background design, so I'm not even paying attention to the photos. I'm seeing this, and that band in the middle. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. For this one down here, I'm not even paying attention to these photo sizes. What am I seeing? If I can cover that up. What am I seeing? I'm seeing a mat, and a mat, and a mat. Okay, now, when I was younger, like as in we younger, you know, my mom's a seamstress by trade, and so she used to make clothes for us, and we would go to the store and we would look at Simplicity patterns and what was it, Butterick, and was that what it was? And so I could not visualize what these clothes were going to look like, because whatever the pattern showed, if they showed a gingham or a plaid or a stripe, well, that's the way I thought my dress would turn out. And my mom said to me so many times, don't look at the design, look at the pattern. Don't look at the design, look at the pattern. And she would say that all the time. She says, don't look at the color, look at the design. You know, she would keep saying, that's not the way it's going to look. So she was telling me, look at the design, don't look at what they put it in. And it took me a long time to do that. But here I am, almost 50 years old. And I remember her standing in there telling me in the fabric store, you know, that's not the way your dress is going to look. You have to look beyond the color and the design of what they used. And so, you know, I had to teach myself. So this is the same thing. You just kind of, after you do this for so often, I don't even look at the photos. I'm looking at the background. So what am I seeing here? A 6x12, a 6x12 with a strip in the middle. And I would tell you, that's my go-to design. That is my #1 go-to design in a horizontal fashion. That's my go-to design. So let's see if I can pull another one here. Okay, and I recently just used a sketch, okay? So don't look at this photo size, because I know I did not use, what's it say? 2 by 2 3/4. I know I didn't use that. So the design is 4 bands of pattern paper with a border strip at the top and your title at the top. So you don't have to pay attention to any of those photo size. You could use 2. So it's one of those things you have to train yourself, and believe me, it goes faster the more you do it. Because as I flip through these, I'm automatically looking at background, same here, background. I don't even know what that says. I just covered it up. I have no idea what that says. What's it say? Huh. Oh, it's a 4x6, okay? But I'm looking at the background. This is probably a 9-inch piece of paper, a thin little border strip, and then another probably 8 by 10, you know, a 6 by 10 type of paper there. So here's another perfect example. Okay, it's got a background piece of paper. It's got 3 mats, 3 photos. You could do that in varying sizes. This is a perfect one too. You see this right here? I'll put that a little closer. Just cover up the photos if you have to. And there's your background. It's just 2 pieces of paper, you know, matched in the middle. That's all it is. Okay, I'll try to show another example. Okay, now here's a 2-page. Okay, now this is a nice 2-page. It's a simple 2-page, but sometimes when you're doing 2-page layouts, you just have to go with simple if you're using a lot of 4x6. There's really not a lot of options you can go with, okay? Especially if you're going to do them in this vertical fashion. And so right here, don't even pay attention to that. What's the background? Crossed, crossed, cross. Okay, and so basically you could, this is 4x6 photos, but you could use wallets the whole way across. You could actually use, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That you could use 12 wallets on that double page spread. You know, just cut it in half. That's 12 wallets. So I don't even pay attention to photo size on sketches. But again, I will say that's not something that happens overnight. That's the more you use sketches, the more you keep scrapbooking. Like I'll look at these and I'm instantly looking at background, 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 background. I don't even look at the photos. No concern to me, because that's how you make a sketch fit. Because, you know, in the early days of sketches, you know, it was 4x6 photos. And then we branched out with wallet and 4x4 and all the different sizes. And then the trend was that you saw a sketch and you went and printed your photos. Well, who has time for that? I don't. I have to have my photos, they're already printed. And especially because I've had big trips, I've had to just get mine printed at Sam's Club or online or things like that. I don't even print them on my Epson because, you know, there's just so much. I don't have time just to sit there and print and print and print. So let me start here in the beginning, and I'll do away with these Page Maps University. They call it Page Maps U. I don't want to show those. Those are paid. Okay, so I'm just looking. I'm going to have 6 4x6 photos, so I need a double page spread, because it's going to be a double page spread. But that doesn't mean I can't look at something like this, and I'm looking at the background. Okay, this is a perfect example. And I hope all this rambling's making sense. Automatic. Just for a minute there, I'm like, what am I even saying? Some of you may be saying that too. What is she saying? Okay, let me show this. Okay, so we're doing this 3rd row here, this last one. Okay, this one right here. Okay, so I'm not even looking at this, but look at the background. You have a strip here, a bigger strip here, and a smaller strip here. That's exactly what you could do on a 2-page spread, and then I put my photos in the middle. Okay, so that would be a very easy option. I mean, that's probably the most basic way to do a 2-page spread. Just span paper across, either vertical or horizontal. Okay, so now where did that go? I think I'm losing my marbles here. So I hope that made sense. And Diane had asked that question, and Diane, I hope I answered that. It basically is one of those things you have to you have to train yourself. And I will say that the more you use sketches, it just becomes automatic. But what you can do, just cover your finger where the photos are. Just cover them. I mean, that's the best way to do. Or if you have a little piece of cardstock, which you would think I have, but I don't. I don't have little. Here, well, right here. I have a little sticker here. Okay, so you could just cover that up. And so what are you looking at? Background, covering up the photo, looking at the background, covering up the photos, looking at the background. So you can honestly just do that. Get a little piece of cardstock and cut it and just cover up the photo. So you can just use your finger. Okay, that's the easiest way to do it. And trust me, it gets easier, way easier. And you just don't even look at it. Now there's a nice 2-page spread. Again, I'm not even looking at these photos, because if I was, I wouldn't even go to this sketch. Let me pull this closer. In fact, this might be the sketch I use. Yes, I will. This is the one I'm going to use. Okay, this is from February 2018. I'll have the link below for this. And so what this is, see how it has all these different photos? I didn't even see them, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use probably 6 or 7 4x6 photos. Do I have to go span the whole way across? No, but that's what I want to do. And so this is what I see. I see thin strips up here, thin strips down here, but in the middle I have a band going across. Okay, and that is just a quick way. Now, this right here, this doesn't even have to be cardstock. This could be pattern paper. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do. That's an option. I'll just keep looking. So again, I'm not even looking at photo size. So that's what I wanted to say. Their photo size is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, 4 by 4, 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and 2 1/4 by 4. I don't have time for all of that. No. So I would just use this basic design, and I would make this sketch fit my photos. And because, like I said, who has time to go find a sketch and then you go print your photos? Well, right there is your scrapbooking time. When you print photos, you could be stuck there for 2 days. Okay, I'm back, and I don't know where I ended, so we're just going to keep on going. So, sorry about that. So, I had pulled this one because I thought, well, that'll be an option, okay. But I thought what I would do is go through, and I'm just going to go ahead and just simply look at two-page layouts real quickly, and that way you can see how quick picking a sketch really can be. So, of course, I have this one, and again, I'm not paying any attention to the photo size because I certainly do not have any small photos, okay. So, and right here's a 2-page. That's a very pretty, oh, look at that. Very pretty, very simple. It is 2 pieces of paper, a strip at the top, strip at the bottom. And then, of course, you know, your pattern paper is going to span like 3/4 of the way over. Again, I didn't even look at the photos. Again, what's this one? This is 2 pieces of paper cut down to size, a little bit of banner strips down through the middle. That's cute. Oh, that would be very, so you know what I mean? You can't go wrong with any of them. That must be the same exact sketch. Yeah, I have 2 of those. I must have liked it twice as nice. Okay, again, look here. I'm not even looking at those photos. What do they say? 3 by 3s. Not even looking at that. Again, if you have to, cover them up, you can. So you have, you know, visualize, just cut it in half. You have a piece of pattern paper that spans a little bit into both. This spans the whole way across. Oh, you have this piece spanning. But when you have a sketch like that, don't waste a whole piece of pattern paper. Just cut off a strip here and there. You don't need to back that whole thing. Okay, very simple, very simple. I say that's all I'm doing. I'm just looking at my 2-pagers, and usually with page maps they have 1 per month. Okay, because you know, just a single page. Oh, I've done this sketch before. This is a beautiful sketch. This is June 2017. Look how many photos you can get on that. Oh, and this is simply 3 pieces of pattern paper spanned across. Okay, you don't even have to look at the photo size. That's all it is. 3 pieces of pattern paper spanned across. Again, looking at the very background. Okay, 2 pieces. That's a very simple sketch. Okay, look at this. This is 2 pieces of pattern paper and with a board strip on this side, you know, to give emphasis to the left side of the sketch. And that's all that basic design is. You could put your photos any which way. Very simple. Again, 2-page piece of pattern paper, spanning across. That's all I'm looking at. And they took that. That's a more complicated. That's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 patterns. So I don't have the energy for that today. Okay, now right here's a 2-page sketch. And if you have to, you know, enlarge your screen, if you want to see these a little closer, this is simply 3 pieces of pattern paper spanned across. Okay, that's a very, very fun one. This one, you have 2 pieces spanned across with one coming down the middle. That's a popular design. This one is more matting. That's more complicated. Again, you see how fast I'm going? Because I'm not looking at the photos. Okay, this is not the design I'm looking for. So that's 3 mats right there. Not the design. Again, look at this. Same. 3 pieces of pattern spanning across with one going across the middle. Oh, that would be fun. You know, that might be fun because look at all the different colors I have that I can play with. Because this is Disney. It's going to be colorful. But my challenge is that I'm going to use this stack that was on my desk. I mean, I know I got some October Afternoon, which I think October Afternoon is always good for Disney, but I really don't know. But I'm sure I could come up with something. You know, it doesn't have to be rocket science, but that's a fun one. Maybe. Okay, so here's my 2 options. I have papers going across this way, or I have papers going in the vertical. And I think I'm going to go with that one. So that's what I'm going to go with. I hope that didn't take too long, but Diane had asked me that question, and I thought, well, absolutely. And I am working with my summer space shape up, so I'm going to put this away right now so I can put it back on my shelf and I don't have to have another pile. And so with my sketches that I print from page maps, I start with my most current and they feed the whole way back. So my most current sketch is always near the front because, you know, you're going to go with the most current designs. And that is my page maps binder, sketch binder. You know what, other than this class in the front, all those sketches were free. You can't beat page maps for an awesome free inspiration, and I will have the link below for page map sketches. And they did have trouble converting. Well, actually their website had major problems a year or so ago, and so they're slowly trying to convert from the old website, but they have the newer ones up. And so this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pick 3 pieces of pattern paper, and then I'm going to have 5 pieces of pattern paper, and 2 of them is going to have to be the same. Yeah, that I don't know. But we're going to, and like again, I didn't even say, what's the photo size? 3 3/4 by 5, 3 1/2 by 2 1/2, yada, yada, yada. I'm not even looking at that. Nope. I'm going with 3 pieces of pattern paper. And I'm going to get a piece of pattern paper and it's going to span across. Now, here's the thing. This is Halloween. I just now noticed that. Didn't even register with me. So, now, papers. Hope that intro didn't get too long, but that was the explaining. And so, you know, long story short, the more you do, the more it becomes easier. And which one did I say I wasn't going to do? I don't think I'm going to do that one. Because when I want to do pages, you know, you want it to pertain to you as much as you can. And so that, I didn't see that fireworks display this time. Okay, so now let's see how quick I can pick out. And this is my colors. My colors basically I'm going to put Big Thunder Mountain Railroad because that is my favorite ride of Disney of all time. Always will be. When I ride that ride, I laugh like a little kid. Kid you not. So what colors do I have? Disney, so that means every color of the rainbow. And some of these will be upside down, but that really isn't a concern. That plaid would be fun. It's got a lot of colors. Those are all by Lawn Fawn. Now there. Okay, now I have 2 plaids. I'm going to pull them both out because I don't know which one I'll play with. Oh, sorry. Dang. But that would be a good start. Are these all upside down? Sorry. Okay. Well, that's school. And remember, I'm looking for some. If I have a pattern that there's 2 of exactly alike, that would really help me. Oh, there's a basic. I don't know how I'm ever going to use that piece of paper. But we shall move forward. Oh, no, that. Bing, bang, boom. And guess what? There's 2 of them. Well, there we have a head start. So guess what? These plaids, not going to work. So they're automatically going to go back in my pile. So you see, process of elimination. Right there. Love that. Of course, I have this turquoise for the dot. And that is the making of my page. Now that has turquoise. Well, now that would have been fun. That would have really been fun. But not that fun. I might get that blue in. Well, that's definitely not going to go. You know, nude and feel. You want like playful. Well, there's green. I think we're rocking and rolling. I don't know what all. And when I work with multicolors like this, whatever I'm lacking in, I make up in embellishments. So there's the green and the blue. So those 2 go very well. And so I already know my metallic's going to be gold. And there's an orange. Oh, October afternoon. Boy, do we ever miss you. Too bad you couldn't have got your crap together. Should I not have said that? No, sorry. You know, sometimes people are in business, but they don't understand what being in business is all about. You know? Okay. So I may have to pare down. That would have been really fun. But I don't have 2 of those. Wow, that would have been really fun. Well, now I'm seeing a whole nother color scheme. Looky there. Looky there. Now that's got 2 chevrons, but oh wow. 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 Come to mama. Those are all so nice. Farm girl. There's 2 greens. Okay, did I just stop talking? I didn't mean to. Well, now I got everything going on. I know I like that yellow dot, so I have to decide. Where's my sketch? I have to back the truck up. And there went my photos. And this is the one that's going to be my... So I'm going to have something span across. And I possibly could... Okay. So. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some from one and some from both. I like that green. And I still like this blue. And I like this yellow. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, some of my scale is the same. But since I'm going to do so many patterns, I think I could... Where's my sketch? Bing, bang, boom. Okay, I'm going to have to put these 2 in for good measure. But I'm going to keep on looking because there's an orange. Okay, so there's a start. Oh, there's an orange. There's a turquoise. I really didn't do anything. No. But this is what happens. And I notice sometimes if you're tired, it's harder to pick out papers. And when you have a lot of pretty papers, it's hard to pick out. And that's okay. Oh, Disney. I think of Disney when I see it. That's a Halloween line. We're going to throw it in there. It's got stars. You can never go wrong with stars in Disney. That's what it all is. And I think I'm basically done to the end of my pile because I know these are Kiss the Cook or Family Recipes and these are floral and I'm not doing floral. Can you believe that? I'm not doing floral. Okay, so basically what I did was I took my pile and I narrowed that pile down to these papers. And sometimes that's just exactly what you have to do. And then it's just process of elimination. And I love this part. I would love it a little bit better if I didn't have to go do dinner, but that's real life. Okay, now when I have a pattern like this, I put it like this so I can see my stripe, and I can already tell you this one's going. Doesn't match my mood and feel. I could use this as a clustering base if I didn't go with this star. Someone tell me, what do you like? Okay, you see what I'm doing? Process of elimination. Okay, now I need to get rid of one more. I have a star there, star there. Starlight, star bright. Oh, there's a dot. Well, that's a smaller dot. Well, that's not going to help. I can't have two dots. And what's that? Oh, that's that pattern. Carousel. This is the midway. And I had midway embellishments, so okay, maybe that's throwing me off. Let me get my inspiration. There we go. Took the black away. That's how we did. Okay, now how am I going to be able to stretch that? I'll have to figure that one out. Okay, so there are my papers. And what I will do, since I know this was from the midway, October afternoon. Oh, well, you know what? I might as well pick up my cardstock, because this is what I have to be putting away in my space shape up. And I already know what I'm going to do, because when I have a layout, especially a 2-page, where there's lots of pattern, I'm going with white. I'm just making it easy on myself. And I have to put the rest of that away. And I will show you my stash of October afternoon stickers. Yes, that's my stash. And so what I will simply go through here, and I will find, and this is how quick it is, my midway. And there's one that's, and yes, I have multiples. And there's my turquoise, and then I have this lighter turquoise, and then I have the sugar shack. So I will pull all of them, put the rest away. I don't have to contend with them. And somehow I have a corner that's bent. That's not working for Mama. No, I love that stash. And if you notice, that stash is right beside my desk, because I love my stash of October afternoons. And that is the basic. I see nothing in space as promising as the view from a Ferris wheel. E.B. White. Isn't that fun? Okay. So, you know, a lot of those, it's from the same collection. So how many of these were the same collection? Oh my goodness. Oh no, they weren't. Okay, so only these two were from the same collection. Okay, so that's the beginning. And what will I do for a title? Well, I will go to my thickers and I will pick out. And since my focal photo will be Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, I will probably use that same type of font and color. And that is what I'm going to use for my mood and feel. Okay, it'd been nice if I could have got a wood grain in there, but maybe I'll do that for embellishments. Okay, so I will come back and I'll have to see what time I have. Maybe I could come back and actually scrap. We'll see. Someone had asked if I could do that. A lot of it's time constraint, and I really don't want my videos too long, because they kind of get long. But maybe I can come back and maybe just cut my papers. So, okay, hang on. I will be back maybe tomorrow. Okay, I'm back, and I thought I would turn the camera back on for a few minutes, and I thought, well, I could, just take a few minutes and maybe cut some things and do that while we're on film. And I'm totally distracted because I see these brads, and I thought, oh, wouldn't some of these colors just, oh yeah, together? Well, wasn't really together with my little one, but I just saw these right off the top, and I thought, oh, yeah, definitely hot air balloon. You can't really figure that too many places. So they just kind of caught my eye right off the bat. So I just thought, well, I'm just going to pull some of them. Will I use them all? No. But they look fun and festive to me. And they were just, honestly, that's my inspiration for my summer. This is part of my summer space shape up. And so I'm just, yeah, cute. Oh yeah, oh look at that yellow dot. Okay, so you know what? I will put them as an inspiration, and I'll put them right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, as if the camera wasn't on, I would show you my process. So I just kind of put everything to the side, and I already know, have my sketch picked out, so my go button is already started, and so that is what I do. And the first thing I do is, regardless of how I'm going to lay these out on my design, and I think I sprained my wrist today. Ooh, or something. It doesn't feel good. I'm thinking, oh, that's just great. Probably too much yard work. Okay, so what I'm going to do, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off every branding strip, whether I use the paper or not, because that is one thing that just gets in my way every time I go to scrap. And yes, someone will say you use your trimmer upside down. That's the beauty of being left-handed. And again, I don't keep my branding strips. They will go right in the trash unless there is a back to it that Miss Joni could use. She said, could you keep those scraps for me? Absolutely, Joni. I have a nice little bag started for you, and I will send them to you. So once we get a pile on, I'll put that in Joni's pile. And so this is what I do. Whether I'm going to use these papers or not, I'm cutting off the branding strip because I get easily distracted, and branding strips is one of those things that easily distract me. Now, if you are certainly working for a design team or something like that, and you need to know where your papers are, cutting off your branding strips all the time, not probably a good idea, but that's not really a concern for me. And, you know, as scrapbookers, we like to keep things as memorabilia. You certainly should keep something that says October afternoon, right? Yeah. What a shame. What a shame. So I just cut those up, and I will throw them in my trash bin. And that little strip will go for Miss Joni. Okay, so now since that branding strip is gone and out of my way, I don't need to lay these out because I know got my lovely little brads there. Better put them to my left. Okay, so I already know these are the papers I'm working with. I basically already know my sketch. I'm working with 3 vertical and 1 span of horizontal. Such an easy background design. Okay, so what do we have? We have the stars, the orange diagonal, that's pretty turquoise stripe, a yellow dot, and this multi-color chevron. Yes, bring it home, baby. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about what do I want for my 3 vertical, and more importantly, what do I want for my span across. Okay, so I just simply sit here and play, and I could go with that across, and I will just put these in order of these 3 that I want to go in my vertical. And I know that orange isn't making the cut. Okay, so I could do that. Well, that's pretty right then there. Or I could, well, I could put that in the back, but that seems too heavy balanced. And this was kind of my inspiration piece, so I think I'm going to put that out front and center. But now I don't have 2 of those, so I'm going to have to plan how I'm going to span that across. And of course, if you're a 2-page gal, you know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut this 6 by 12, and I will have to figure out the rest. So, what did we plan? Well, we could put the stars here and do that. That's pretty. And since I'm left-handed, having a heavier color on the side is a very nice way, or I could do it opposite. Now, within my photos, and I never keep my photos far from my brain, I can cut some of these down so that 6 by 12 span will be okay. And this is my focal. So, I know my focal, I'm probably going to do a double mat on this, and so I have to think, how do I want my lead-in photos? So whichever side this is going to be, my green, since this is green, I'm going to put this green star on the opposite side. So if I want that in the lead-in photo, this is going to have to go like this. And that's simply what I do before I start cutting. Because I only have 1 of these, I've already decided So I would much rather take a few minutes now, and I think that's what I'm going to do, because I could put this Big Thunder Mountain Railroad as a lead-in photo, and this is what I'm basically planning. This is what I'm planning. That is already going to be a no-go. That was a happily ever after fireworks. I didn't get to see that, so this is what I'll do. And then I will, if I put the green here, that means this Big Thunder Mountain Railroad will be my, I could put that green in the middle. See how I'm playing with that green? Because of this design, this yellow, turquoise, and this green star, this green is a heavier color. So I'm going to have more weight here. So I have to evenly distribute the green in my photos. There we go. That's how I'll do it. Absolutely. See, I got green, green, and green. Every other one. Because these don't have to be in order. I just know that this is going to be my focal. So I might... Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and put my photos in order. That's already decided. My papers are decided. There we go. That was my pre-planning. And the orange didn't make the cut. That's okay, baby. Maybe you'll be there for some matting. So if you look at this, now Page Maps is not like, say, Scrapbook Generations. Scrapbook Generations give you exact measurements. And in the beginning, if you're new to sketches, you definitely want those measurements. But I can tell you right now, that is about a 4-inch piece, this is about a 6-inch piece, and this is about a 9-inch piece. Okay? And if it's not, I fake it till I make it. Honestly. Okay? So then the second thing you have to do is you have to make sure you cut in the design you want. This is going to be vertical. So, if this is going to be... have to remember, we're going to have to divide that in half. So 6 minus 12, so I'm probably going to have to be, they're all going to be 6-inch pieces. Kind of really didn't want that. So I'll just shift my 12 over. So if I make this a 5, that's a 6. And that's going to be a 6. Well, we'll just figure that out. I think what I want to do is just cut them all in 6. No, I don't really want to do that. Okay, yes, that's what I could do. I could emphasize the green star. And see, I only have one sheet of this 12, so I have to figure out how far am I spanning this left and right. Okay, and so this is one of those things, if you want measurements, but I don't want to just, I'm going to go ahead and cut this by, I'm going to cut this by 7. I'm going to cut this by 7. So that means I definitely have to have I just made a decision. This is going to have to be a 5. Because I really don't want to add too much as far as, okay. And so if that was a 5, then I got to cut this at a 7. So, okay. So I'm just cutting and playing and all that good stuff. Okay. And you still have this left over. Yeah, that you could make another whole page from that. Okay, so this is going to be my span. That's going to be my span right here. There's my 2-page. I probably cut too much off that one. It don't matter. And I already know that I want some of my white to show. Now, they didn't show that in the sketch. Okay, so basically the sketch, you're not even seeing my white cardstock. Well, I like that because I want that as a mat. So that's what it's going to look like so far. But what I will do is I will cut a 1/2 inch, well, I'll cut a 1/4 inch off of each top and bottom. Well, yeah, top and bottom and the side, because I want to see that outside mat. So it would look like this. I'm going to get that mat just like that. So I will cut them off. And there, see, you just have a mat. Love, love, love. Love it already. Now, okay, so I had this middle part, and I already know I'm going to have to cut this 6 by 12 because I only have one sheet. So I got to make the most use of it. I don't think I had another piece of that. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't need to be wasteful. I'm just going to cut that, and I'm going to make that work. Okay. And that's my page design. That is what I'm going to do. So I guess I'll keep the camera rolling a little bit. I just hope it doesn't get too long because you know me, I chat and yeah, I do all kinds of stuff. So that's going to be my page design. Now, since this is 6 by 12, there's my photos, and you think, well, that's going to cover the whole thing. No, because each one of those photos I can cut off, okay? And I probably am going to mat this one. I might mat all of them because I like matting my photos lately. Okay, so these can stay to the side because I'm not going to cut anything off of these. And so I want this mat here and here. So I'm going to cut on 2 sides, and I will cut, yeah, I will cut a 4th off, or I might just, I will do that on those, and just, we'll just keep talking, right? That's what we're going to do. And I'm cutting a 4th off of that. So what have you been working on for your pages? Are you working on summer pages? I see that a lot of gals are working on summer pages. And that looks like a really great series. Audrey Yeager is doing that. I'll put that link below if you want to hop over to her series. Okay, now you see on this one, I strategically cut on this yellow dot, I cut a 4th off on 2 sides. I'm sorry, my hands are a little shaky today. Okay, so I will have a thin mat, and then this one, it's going to get, okay, now I have a little mat on this one, but I'm not going to cut anything off on this side because that is going to be facing the inside of my right page. So you kind of have to keep that in mind when you're getting that trim right and getting all slap happy there. You got to pay attention a little bit. Nothing's worse than when you're trimming papers and you accidentally trim off too much. But you know what I say? Just go with it. No one's even going to notice. No one even notices. I flip that around, do a 4th cut, and I think that would be all my cuts then. Other than I'll have to do some mats, which will probably save you the trouble for that. And so there will be my mat. There's that. Yes, yes. So, Joni, there's some more scraps for you, babe. Okay. So, that's that. That is how I'm going to do that. Okay, now since these are 6 by 12, let's go ahead and address these. I already have an order the way they're going to go. They're going to span across. I have my focal. It's going to get a double mat. Or I may keep these all linear, except my favorite. I may go in like that. Because I really don't need to see that sword. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. I might keep all those linear and tilt this one a little bit. So let me go ahead and trim a little bit of those. And I'm just going to keep on going until someone shuts me off here. And I think I can get away. I think I'm going to try to do a 4th on both. On the top and the bottom. We'll see how that goes. Because I don't really care if I cut some of this frame off. That's not, the image was more important than the frame. And that's what I will do. I will cut a 4th off. A 4th and a 4th. Or I can just keep doing 4th on 2. It's just wherever I have more space. Really not, I hope I'm in frame. Really not. And when I'm cutting down photos, I cut a little bit at a time. So, because you can always cut off more. It's like your hair. You can always cut off more, but you can't add 2. So now I want that 4th cut off or that. Well, let's just do that. Okay. Keeping these in order here. And like I said, when I did these photos, they weren't, I didn't take them on the intention of being anything spectacular. It was the image itself, you know, the memory of it. So, of course, you know, you got a horde of people in the front and the back, to your left, to your right. Can't really stop too long. You get run over. Okay. So now I may cut some on each side. So, and that's what I do. I do it in steps. And so when I'm cutting something like this, and I know I'm doing a 4th measurement, I will cut all of them at that 1/4 measurement because I could easily just not remember. So I'm going to cut a 4th off each one on one side at least. And then we'll go back and assess this. Because I will tell you, having to reprint a photo, that's not something I enjoy. So So again, you see how I decided what I was going to cut, and I do it on all of them. That's what I'm doing. Okay. So some of you that's on a spending freeze, how is it going for you? And I just recently posted my spending freeze, my part 1. I'll do another one in 4 months. And hopefully I'm still going strong, and I have saved some money, that's for sure. Now, have I bought some things on trips? But yeah, that was really because my husband thought that was a good idea, and I think it's true, because I really haven't bought a single thing online, no new releases, so whew, that's a big deal for me. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, how I want to test that, I'm going to bring up my 6x12. See, there we go. Even if I mat that, I didn't have to have 2 sheets to span that across. Okay, so that's going to work. And what will I do now? Well, now I'm going to mat all those photos. And I probably will stop there and then pick up in a little bit. But I'll still keep scrapping, but I'll save you some steps on that. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and adhere these papers, because I know that's where they're going to go. And I will do all of my, cut my mats. And I will probably do a double mat for that one. I may even cut that down another little 1/4 since I'm doing a double mat. And I will put them all on this. And I will go pick out a thicker, or I'll pick out my thicker basket, and I'll show you how I pick my thicker. How's that? Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll do a little bit of both. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. And see how I strategically placed that green? Because that's the heaviest weight I have of paper. Oh, loving it so far. Absolutely. Okay. Now with my mat, see what I may run into. I may run a little short. So I will play with that. May cut off another little sliver. Okay. I will be back with some extra legwork done. Okay, I am making progress on my page, and I just got to looking how long the video is already, and I thought, oh my goodness. And then I thought, well, you know, we did some explaining in the beginning, so that's a little mini tutorial, right? And then I thought, well, then I decided we were going to do a 2-page, and then I thought I was going to do a little bit of real life, you know, real time scrapbooking, and I thought, man, I got 3 for 1, so this will be a long video, but that's okay. You're scrapping right along with me. It said no matter if it's 2 hours. So, okay. So what did I do? Well, I matted my photos, and then I also adhered my background. And with my background, I'll move one of these sheets, is because I added a border strip, and you could have also, and what that was just a seam. So you could have also did washi, you know. You could have did what I call the Vanessa trick is, which is by my lovely friend Vanessa Bell. I'll have her link below. She is a talented scrapbooker. Love her videos, love her pages. No, I just love her, honestly. So I called Vanessa because she taught us this trick years ago by taking your washi, putting it on white cardstock, and it just gives it a different look rather than putting it on your paper. So you could do one of 2 ways. So you could just add some washi. I'm getting that back on the roll, and I use that red for that pop because, you know, for me, and I'm sure of a lot of people, when we think Disney, we think red. I don't know, maybe because of Mickey's pants. I don't know. So I just added that pop of red. And then what I did also too, 2 for 1, I wanted to just cover up that seam a little bit where those 2 patterns met. And I kept both here and here with my aqua stripe. I kept those flush to the edge because, you know, I am making a spread, you know, like a newspaper spread. And so I did not want that white in the middle. I want this to be, okay. And so of course with my inspiration piece was this multicolor chevron, and as I was doing these photos, laying them out, and I'm going to keep these all linear except this one, because I really think I'm going to cover up that sword. I don't know, makes me nervous, I don't know. But then, who knows, you know, you can't take everything literally, right? Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do, and I wanted to share a little tip, and oh my, this will probably be 2 hours, but you know what? It's summer. We have time. We're going to take the time. Okay. And I do apologize if it is a long video. Fast forward if you want to see the end of the page. Okay. So I wanted to show something is that, you know, when I cut this 6 by 12, you know, you're going to have two different pieces of paper because it's not a continuous, like what you have on here is not going to be a mirror image of this piece. See, it's not mirror image because I cut that one sheet. Now, I honestly could have went to my inventory, and I know I have another piece of this, but that wasn't my challenge. My challenge was to create a page with some paper that I need to put away with my summer space shape up. And I thought I'm going to sit down and see if I can just pick out some papers and do one. And that was my challenge. So I have to play with what I have. And so these are not mirror images. You know, one was the top, one was the bottom. So with here, I have this green at the bottom. So I made sure I put it purposely on this side to balance the green on that side. Does that make sense? And so, you know, sometimes when you're cutting a paper in half, it's okay to say, well, does it look better on this side or does it look better on this side? And then it's okay to turn it as well. Okay? Because like I purposely put this here with this green on the bottom because my green is my anchoring. You can see that. Okay? And then with this one, okay, I'm going to flip this again. This, because of this dark aqua, it feels more bottom heavy, so that's why I'm purposely putting it in that direction. So that is another tip to play with your patterns. Now, if some of you will notice, I have a video change. No, I have a photo change. Remember I was going to use this one? Well, yeah, well, dear hubby reminded me, well, yes, we saw these fireworks. I didn't see them on Main Street, but yes, I saw them. We stayed at the Contemporary, and so I just saw them over there, you know, on the rooftop. And so I was like, you know, that one level you can go over. And, you know, I don't know if anybody knows this tip. Whether you're staying at the Contemporary or not, do you know you can go over there and you can watch the fireworks? Yes, you can. You know where Mickey's restaurant is, Chef Mickey's. They also have a gift shop. They have a little bit of everything, little cafeteria there. And they also have a landing on that same floor. And they have really nice bathrooms. And that's also the entrance to get up to the monorail. You can go there on that landing. They have benches there and you can watch the fireworks. So even if you're not staying at the Contemporary, you can do that. You don't even have to be a resort guest to go do that. You can simply want to get out of the crowds, go over there. The kids can play in the arcade because there's one there too, or someone can go shopping, or someone can go get something to eat, and you can see the fireworks from that landing over there at Chef Mickey's in the Contemporary. So, well, we love staying there at the Contemporary. So convenient. Okay, so why did I get into that? Oh, because, you know, my husband said, yes, we did. We saw that. And I was like, oh, yeah. I guess we did. I guess maybe I was jet lagged. I couldn't remember. First night, yeah, I went out there and watched them. So, of course, you know, I cried the whole time. Moving on. Okay. So, yeah, I got choked up there. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, moving on. So, I had a photo change, and so I made sure I put my date on the back, and that's going to go in my leftover bin because I'm sure I can use that on another page. So, okay, now I need to probably stop talking so much. What I wanted to say is I grabbed that red star border strip, and you know what? That was just so easy. I just reached and got it, pulled it out, and this will, it should have been loaded by now. It's in a video titled Organizing by Color, Border Strips, and Border Stickers. And I will tell you, of all the categories in my space, this was the most difficult for me to tackle, but so glad a few years ago I tackled that, and I use those a lot more. I don't really get any collections anymore with these, so kind of glad I have that in my inventory. Okay, we are going to talk about title. Now, I already know what my title is going to be. My little girl was helping me. We were talking about it because, you know, when you walk into Disney, it's all because you're going on stage, going to be on stage. That's why we're called guests. The employees are called cast members. So I'm going to title it Let the Show Begin. Yeah, so this is one of my, and I'm going to move this just for a second because I do not want to mess up my photo arrangement. Okay, so this is one of my thicker, and yeah, it does get a tad dusty, but it's in packaging, so I don't worry about that. Well, it doesn't really get dusty because I'm flying it around all the time. So this is one of my thickers baskets, and this is just a folding, collapsible basket, and it fits the size of my thickers perfectly. And do I want to say how many I have? Yeah, I have 5 of these. Yeah, I have 5 of them, and that's okay. That's what I love. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a thicker. Now, if you see, I have every color represented. I could go with any color and it would be perfectly fine, but I'm going by mood and feel. So my mood and feel is I don't want to introduce another color. I could play off a color that was already here. And I originally thought I was going to do this Big Thunder Mountain Railroad and go in a wood, but I have a whole nother story about the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So I'm not going to emphasize that too much other than my focal photo. Okay, so I could go with white, but I know I want glitter. I already know, or I could do a metallic. Okay, so, oh, we're having a storm. How lovely. Okay, so here's my multicolors. I have them right just like every other part of my rainbow system, my multicolors in front. So I honestly could pick, well, not the floral. That would be a great one, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be great. Okay, but that's really not exactly, I want glitter. I know I do. It's showtime, you know, jazz hands. Okay, well, there we go. Look here. Right there. I have 3 of those. And look at that. Too bad those weren't letters, but you know what? That'd be great for the date. And it has stars. Okay. Wow. That was real difficult, wasn't it? Well, that. Now I will show some other options. So what do I have? I have multicolor, and then I have some, you know, my ivory is in the front because I only have a couple. Well, there's that, but I don't like that font. I don't like that font at all. That's why it's not really used. I do not like that font. Now that has numbers, but oh, so, and then I have my whites. White. Then there's white glitter. Well, you know what? That's pretty nice. And that's what I do. I just lay them down. You know what? Okay. Let the show begin. Okay, let the show begin. I might not, that might be too thick. You know, let the show begin. It might be too, but that kind of stands out a little bit better. Well, maybe I don't like that. Okay, I'm just going to keep on going. So, of course, this will be a little faster. Oh, there's my gray. Okay, so there's my white and gray. Now, with my 5 thicker bins, these are not in my rainbow color, but I have it written down because of how many I have. I have some bins that actually have more colors, so some of it's not in rainbow. But, like I said, it's one of those things I had to write down. I don't want to do gray. Again, I don't like that font. I try to put these together. I know I had another one, didn't I? Of that same one. Yeah, I try to put those. I just don't like that font. And do you gals, when you're looking at thickers, do you consider the font rather than just a color? You know, the mood and feel. The font, you know, your different font would be your mood and feel. You know, some things are more playful. There's more glitter. I kind of wanted caps. And these have dates. Let the show begin. Well, would I have enough? Well, L-E-T. Oh, no S's. Well. No S's. You can make that out of an S, right? An 8, you can make an S. I don't know, I've got the energy. Oh, no, I don't have enough E's. Well, skip that. What about this one? That's way too thick, and I don't want a lowercase. Well, what else? I'm going to have something white and glitter. Okay, that's it. That's my only choices. Well, sometimes it comes to choices. I actually kind of, I don't know. Let the show begin. See, I like that glitter. I don't really, oh, gold, I guess. You know, do I really, I don't know. Do I really want to do that? Well, let me go get my gold. It only takes me a minute to reach it. It only takes me a minute, and yes, I have more gold than anything else, so that's why. Probably should move one of these. Again, probably taking way too long, but it doesn't matter how long I honestly, the longer I talk, the more you get to scrap, right? That's what we're going to do. And I have all my thickers in these 6x12 bags. Love them. I use them more than just for thickers as well. Okay, so actually I have that in the opposite side, yeah. Okay, so I have my brown and then my gold. So, oh my goodness. Oh, that's kind of cute. That's cute. And they're thin. I have plenty of letters. Yeah. Well, that's a metallic. That's a choice. Again, it's mood and feel. You could pick any single title and it would completely be fine. But that's not how we do it. Oh, that's too small for me because, you know, Disney, everything's grand, everything's big. Let the show begin. Don't you just love when they all fall down? Now this is a nice gold, but I don't like that font for that. It'd be nice if you could have thickers where they would come out with a pack that was all lowercase and then the next pack was uppercase and they were in the same font and the same color. I would gladly buy them. Of course, I will be honest with you, I don't really like paying $5.99 per pack of thickers. And then there's this gold. Wow, I want to do glitter. Oh, glitter and gold. Maybe that should be my decision. You know what? I just need to probably stop, keep looking. Oh no, there's chunky glitter. Okay. I will pull those options, and then I will let my little one decide, or I just make a decision right now. That's probably what I should. That's probably what I should do, is make a decision. And I'm purposely putting them somewhere where I don't trip because I have a real problem of tripping over anything on a pile in my space. Okay, so Janet, you have 1 second. Make a decision and go with it. Now, if I pick this, then I could use that. Okay, that's out. Process of elimination, folks. That's out. That's in. That's out. Okay, that's what I'm going with. I'm going with these because I want to use these stars. Okay, so that's going to be, and what I will do is I will simply grab a piece of wax paper. I always keep a couple already off the roll, ready to go. And I'm going to do a big one because I'm going to put out my clusters I'm going to go ahead and lay out. So I will take out of the package and put "Let the show begin." And, or you know what I could do? I could do hashtag, since this is 2018, hashtag "Let the show begin." So then that'll be like a little cultural addition. And then I will pull off all these gold stars. And I would simply put them on my wax paper. And that's what I'll do. And then when I start pulling other stickers, because remember I had these, I will start pulling stickers. And I already know. You see this one that says Star Attraction with that same green? That's going on my sheet. Anything I see I want to play with. Tickets, please. Hello. Yes, tickets, please. Fun and games. Stuffed animal, main gate. Do I have pink on here? I might get that main gate. I like that because this is at the front. And that's what I'll do. Date, yes. And I will just simply pull out anything I want to play with. I'm definitely going to get one of those label tags. Okay, so then when I was bebopping around my room, I thought, okay, what do I, you know, my mood and feel? Well, Disney, stars, glitter, yeah, easy. So I thought, well, I have this banner punch. I could definitely use that. And then I also pulled out my star punches. Okay, so I can definitely do that. And then I have my star. I have my star enamel dots. So enamel stars. And there's a camera. So there's 3 of those. I will use those. What else did I have? Okay, well, I thought what I could do is, and I have a couple Disney embellishment boxes, and you'll see how I made these in an upcoming video. I just have these stored in these iris boxes, and so I will definitely, absolutely, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple here, because I absolutely will get a Mickey head on my page somewhere. So I'm going to pull out every color that I have that would go. There's a red. I like that one. A red, turquoise, yellow, and a green. I'm going to pull all those right now. Maybe I'll put all 3 on there. I don't know. I doubt that I will, but I always try to put a Mickey head somewhere, either on purpose or tucked behind something. And these are just chipboard, and I made them. And there's a video coming up. And not only did I make Mickey ears, I also did stars. And so I could definitely use, and there's even some photo corners I've already done. Love having things done ahead of time. So I could do some photo corners. Okay, now this is how you want to make embellishments. If you don't want to spend the money for an embellishment pack, you make your own, and that's exactly what I did. I'm going to go ahead and pull out 3 of these yellow stars just to give me representation that I have them if I wish to use them. Okay, and sometimes that's what I'll do. I won't pull everything, just a representation so I know to go back to it. And I found this in a little pile as I'm cleaning up my space. And then I thought what I could do is everything's flat. Okay, so I thought, you know what, I could see if what I have for my flare. So I thought, well, I'll get my flare binder. Boy, I'm just showing you all kinds of things. You're probably like, lady, what are you doing? I'm just showing everything. So I will go through my flare and I will look in my, right there's my colors, red, yellow, blue, and green. And I will see what I have. And of course, if I find anything with a star, you know, because I've got the stars going on, I don't think I have any Mickey flare. I'm sure I have Mickey heads somewhere, but I don't have any. But I'm going to get one of the Mickeys in there. But so, stars would be fine. Well, there's some green stars right there. I could use one of those. And I just pull that off. There's my flare. There's a green. And that's a navy, but I don't really have that. And there's black. I really didn't want to do any black on this page. Okay, so that's my flare. So then, what am I going to do? I need some cluster bases. So I definitely thought, since this is Disney page, I could pull out my die and do some of this movie reel. And I thought that would really be fun for here and here. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Or I have some big stars. So what did I do? I grabbed my inventory binder. And I know, oh, I see right there's my stars. But those are little stars. I already have enough of that. I got a punch in that. I don't have to dig out a die if I have a punch. So I will simply go real fast here. And I thought for sure I have big stars. I hope that's not, okay. I was going to say, I hope that's not one of those products that I thought I had and I don't. Okay, so what will I do? I simply will go pull number 33. And that's how quick that is. That's real time right there. That's how quick it is. Okay, so that will be, I don't want to get too much into anything else because I don't like to pull a lot of tools. But when I'm doing a 2-page, have some extra time. It's a Disney page. I like to spend some time on my Disney pages. I mean, Lord knows it's expensive enough to go there. Can I get an amen? So I'm probably going to play with these 2 tools. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And I will come back. And maybe I will come back with my finished page because this video probably has gotten long. And you saw some of my process, but Karen had asked me if I could show, you know, she wanted to see me actually scrapbook. So I thought, well, maybe I could do a little bit at a time and get this in a little bit today. So a little bit of scrapbooking. So Karen, what I will do next is I will make either a star or a movie reel or both. I'm going to put my title here. And then whatever I put here, I'm probably going to put here. Okay, since this is a 2-page, I don't need to do 3 clusters on each page. So I'm going to put a cluster here, a big cluster here, but my title will be here, and then I'm going to do my journaling here. Okay, maybe a little sprinkling of something. Okay, I have enough to play with. And remember, I have all my braids. I can play with them. And so that's what I'll do. I'll put all that up there, and that is my embellishments along with my stickers, and everything will be right here and right here, and that's how I'll build everything. Okay, so I will be back with a finished page, and don't you just love Disney? Don't you just love color? Yes, and don't you just love recording the story when you can sit down and put yourself back at that time and place and relive what you were doing? Yes, okay, I will be back with a finished page. Okay, I am back with the finished page, and I figured I better move things along because the video is already so long. But That's okay. We can do what we want. You know, and it's like I was telling someone, you know, this is a Disney page, so it's going to be longer. It's a 2-pager. It's going to be longer. Plus, we did a little tutorial, so it doesn't matter, right? So if you want to see a finished page on these long videos, just skip to the end. So, but, you know, I had some people, had Karen and Sandy both asking to see some real time, and so that's what I did. And I think when I do another real time video, I'll show more about the clustering rather than the beginning part. Okay, that's what we'll do. So my next real-time scrapbooking, I'll hurry through the first and middle part, and I'll go into the clustering, because you can see I did some serious clustering here. And it's fun when you're doing Disney pages, because first of all, you're dealing with so much color, and Disney has everything in a big grand scheme of things anyways. So, you know, mood and feel. That means that you can do things in a big grand scheme of things on your clusters and on your pages when you're dealing with something like Disney. So it's always fun to just make everything grand and magical. So what I did was, and of course I have little bling everywhere, fun, fun, fun. And I did my design is exactly what I said. I was going to span these across, and on my focal photo, I put it on my foam tape. And I have this foam tape out because I just did a video recently. If you want to learn how to save some money on foam tape and things like that, and a little bit of tidbit, that video will be coming up. And then also too, with my span of photos, you see what I did? I took some washi tape. Yes, this jelly bean washi tape. And this is what I like to do when I have washi tape like this. See how it's divided up into words? So I take those words and I rip them, you know, just with my fingers, tear them. Okay, and then I use those as photo headers. This one says, remember, dream big, note this, fun times, blessed day. And then to switch it up, I put under the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, I put this makes me happy. So yes, that's how I did my photos. So if you want to, and Diane, so I'm talking to you here for a minute, if you look at my photo and forget everything, my clusters and everything, look at my background. Okay, forget this. What do I have? I have 2 strips of paper going vertical with a border strip in the middle. Okay, on the right page, what do I have on my background? I have 2 strips of paper going vertical with a border strip, and then my photos are spanned across on a mat the whole across. That's a 6 by 24. Okay, 6 by 12, 6 by 12. Okay, and that's all my page design is. The rest is just bling and zing. Okay, and so that's why when we were talking about sketches, I don't look at this. I look at this. I look at the background. Okay, so I hope, Diane, that helped a little bit. And if you need me to show that again, just let me know. I'll show another one. Okay, so up here I did, this is my main cluster, and you'll see on this page that there isn't 3 clusters, and I'll talk about that in just a minute, okay? And so that's the beauty of 2-page spreads. You don't need 3 clusters on each page. So up here, of course, and I'll bring us a little closer, and I'm probably going to get glare on that bling. I just used my bling. It says, let the show begin. Of course, got my Mickey head, and I did a double matte with my movie reel, and I liked it better with the pop of black rather than the white with the black shadows. Seemed like it worked better for me. I think it's because the black, you know, it acted as an anchor for all this bling and zing. And I just added some labels and my enamel stars and some of my chipboard stars. And I'm going to tell you something on these puffy, because down here I have a little cluster down here. Anything puffy is needing adhesive anymore. And I don't know why that is. So you might as well, let me save you a step. If you have a puffy sticker, add just a little dot of glue behind it. And so that was my embellishment there. And then on the right, I put this up here with my journaling, and I added this cluster here, and I'm going to talk about why I added what in just a minute. And then down here I just replicated everything I already did. The movie reel, the heart, or the stars, and I got that bling going so it spans across. And so if you look this, and I'm sure I'm going to get some of this cut off, but we'll do as much as we can here. So if you see where my clusters are, here, 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 and here. Okay, and that is done on a 2-page spread, so your eye will continuously go. Okay, you see that flow. That's what happens. Okay, now if you were to add another cluster here, then your eye wouldn't have that easy of a flow, if that makes sense. Okay, and so I know I've said this in other videos, when you don't know what to do, especially for here, because I worked on this first, okay? This is my main cluster. This is my title, and I always like to get my title on, and that just helps me start, you know, recording the story, getting it done, my pictures, and then my title. And then as I'm doing all of this, in my brain, I'm thinking about what I'm doing, what I did for the day, and that's how it helps me with my journaling, because I'm reliving it, and it just seems like the memories are fresh when you're putting yourself back in time. And so then when I went to go work on this, I just went over here. What do I have? Well, I have the same colors, you know, the red, yellow, and the green, and the black, and the gold, and that's exactly what I did. And I used star motifs throughout. Okay, definitely got my Mickey hat on there. Yes, now he wasn't hidden. I put that there on purpose. And so again, with these two supporting clusters, I just did what I already had. You know, that says a mid one, thrills, and I got my bling in, and I used red because I needed a pop of red, so I just used red bling. And it's basically just layering, and again, taking a cue from your previous clusters. Now, I wanted to ask you gals a question, and I see if I can find my, okay. Do you have any of these in your inventory? And that would be these specifically freckled fawn stars, puffy stars. Okay, I have that pack. That's the only pack I have. And then these. These are all curling. You know, the edges are curling, and I just, you know, I guess we're going to have to put glue on every one of those points so they don't curl. I mean, if I have to have a star looking like that, if I can flip it over, if I have to have a star looking like that with a pointed, I'm just going to, I don't even like that. It looks like a starfish, not a star, but is any of your puffy stickers doing that? Maybe it's just the stars. I don't know. So, but I will tell you these Bella Boulevard ones. Now these, nice, nice. The freckled fawn ones, nah, not my cup of tea. Okay, so I wanted to show, now when I did this movie reel here, that's the whole movie reel. I just have it tucked behind. Now with this one, I had to cut some of that off, and so I have this piece left over, okay? And so do not throw that away. Put that in your black color bin, and then any other time, look, you already have an embellishment. You can tuck that in. Of course, I have everything glued down. I have everything glued down. So you can just tuck that in somewhere. See, I have everything tucked in. You can just tuck it in. I have everything glued in. You can just tuck it somewhere. So I've already went through the time. You can still use that. So don't throw those little pieces away. And then I think I showed this in another video when I'm gluing, because I had to glue all these puffy items down. Well, you know, when you have a liquid glue and puffy, you put it down, you're going to have some squeeze through. So I like these little nail art, is that what they're called? They're nail art something. And then I just use that, especially this little beveled edge. I use that to get the excess glue off my pages. And so they're always near my desk. And I think that was it. I got my journaling done, and I'm trying really hard in the past year and a half that I finish my pages with my journaling, because I have a huge stack that I'm still working through, and that will be a feature coming up soon. So I think that would be all for my 2-page, and I hope that helps answer some questions from my lovely subscribers. And so I think we answered 2 or 3 at one time, so that's good. And I'm sorry if the video got long. Actually, I'm just not going to say that anymore. If the videos are long, just skip some and go to the end. That's what we'll say. But I know there was some gals that was wanting to see more, and that's what we'll do. And like I said, on the next video, I will try to maybe my next Disney page, because with my Disney pages, I really kind of do more in my clusters, because they're so fun to do. You know, you can, like I said, Disney is a big thing. You know, when you go to the park, it's a big deal. It's a big trip. It's a big expense. Everything's big at Disney. So you might as well, you know, make your pages big, you know, go grand when you do your Disney pages, because that's mood and feel. Okay. So, you know, that would be true with any amusement park, just not Disney. You know, amusement parks are a huge thing. You know, can you remember when you were little and you went to an amusement park? It was like, oh, that's where your pages should be. Oh, you know, so I get the bling and zing on Disney pages. So I think that was all I have to say. If there was something, if I talked about it, I will put it in the comment section below, you know, in the description box below. And I think that's all I have for today. And, you know, let the show begin. We will have more Disney pages coming up. And I think what I will do is I will create a playlist just for our Disney pages, because I know when I'm working on Disney pages, it's nice to go to one resource rather than have to sift through a bunch if you want Disney, you know, inspiration. So I will create a playlist just for my Disney pages. pages and Disney talk and that type of thing, especially when you're planning a Disney album. Oh, but we'll have that coming up down the road too. And not sure when this is going to be posted, but I know there will be a giveaway happening, so go check that out. And go check the other series that's popping on. Go check out the playlist, and really, honestly, just hit the notification button and you'll know everything as it happens. Okay, that's all I have for today. Thanks for stopping by. I hope this was something you enjoyed. And ladies, I hope I answered some questions. If not, just keep asking and I'll just keep doing. Okay, thanks everyone. Come back to RTS because you never know what we're going to learn. Bye.